Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another tournament game of Fury of Dracula. Today, I will be commenting past recording of Geo versus 5 hit I missed. Uh, Geo is playing Hunters, 5 hit is playing Dracula. And as far as I know, 5 hit asked Scott Sword for the commentary, but Scott Sword was quite busy and I have a little bit of time, so we figured, you know what? I hope I will suffice. Okay, I hope I will be enough, if you may say so. So, yeah, we'll be commenting probably mostly on 5 hit side as he plays Dracula, and we will see most of his stuff. But we will see. I don't know both players too well. I haven't watched them. I mean, I think I watched a lot of tournament games, but it really blends together when you are not the participant and just, side watcher. So, uh, it is funny when I was playing us in a tournament and talking with people. I was like, "What? You saw the game? We should be able to talk about it, right?" And then I was surprised that people don't understand what they were watching. But I'm hit with that one myself. Okay, Dracula picked the uh, middle of the continent start in Brussels. It is decent start. It is very rarely scouted. Oh, let's see. It would be fun if it got scouted right now. Okay. I think something like Italy or East would be the best scout here. Based on the hunter positions, because that Germany can be Minascant potentially. I don't know. I feel that East Roman Naples. Okay, so we are ruling out uh, Italy. Makes sense. Yep. So yeah, middle of the continent. It is decent start because it has a lot of connections, and even if your first location is found by newspapers, the second can still be hard to find. So it has advantages, and you are in the middle of all the hunters, so you can be caught and surrounded and killed. But this is like week 2, for example, and by that time you can be quite far away. You have new vampire. Oh, Paris. Interesting. So you're going to high traffic zone. I wonder. I mean, Paris. Paris probably won't be scouted with a scout. So, but still, when revealed with newspapers, it is easily reached by Seward with just one ticket, by even by Helsinki with excellent weather and just movement, or by movement event like Charted Courage or double horsing by Godalming or Mina. So like there are a lot of options for hunters to move that. So you can't really expect it to mature, right? You are not banking on that vampire maturing. Unless just hunters will get no newspapers, basically. But even Jonathan Harker would be enough because again, Seward can just rail there. So one movement is enough. So what do I think about that? Does it mean it's a bad start? I mean, usually it is cool when you force something out of hunters, at least two moves or maybe movement event or some at least a little bit exert some bit of pressure to force them to not supply that much. But let's see what plan does our 5 hit have here. He has 2 new vampires, so maybe, playing vampire after vampire, going to Nantes or Clermont-Ferrand, and then going to Spain, expecting that, Stewart will be the one making his single move. This, I think, sound of the video is not being recorded. Okay, not. Yeah. It can be decent direction. I sped up a little bit the speed. Spy. Interesting. To slow down hunters a bit. Yeah. There is no music, but there are sound effects, but sound effects are of quite poor quality. I have a feeling. But I hope that will be not recorded in here. It will be probably a bit of a more silent video, but if I will be the only one talking. But I will try to entertain you with my voice. So I hope I will suffice. That will be good enough. Okay, that's interesting. Godalming moving to Mina. Evil presence. Not too useful. It doesn't even rule out England. Right. Yeah, so Hunter Supply. I see a strong inspiration taken from Quincy. That would be neat if Dracula managed to go to Amsterdam and then go back to Germany, so the Minescan wouldn't have that good of an effect. Yeah, I'm not sure myself about that. I mean, I don't like it. The hunter setup and hunter starting strategy. I don't really like it. It doesn't mean that it is bad. It's not like everything I don't like is bad. That's not the definition. Doesn't work like that. That would be cool. Like if people were just coming to me and Wutsakaczak, do you like it or not? And then whatever I say is like the absolute truth. That would be something. It would be a bit of stupid probably, but it would be funny. Misdirect Brussels now. Well, that one day a little bit too late because it could have been hit by newspapers, but not too bad, right? So yeah. So we're moving to Bordeaux. I wonder. And a saboteur. Okay, and putting Rumor here. I mean, as I mentioned before, maybe putting Rumor is too much investment on a vampire that can be easily killed. In a sense that there are multiple hunters nearby. So even if hunters will have some issues with items, events, and tickets, between 4 of them, it is high odds that someone will be able to move there and clear it with stake, and if not, then fight with it. Maybe 2v1, maybe even 3v1 to stop it. So I wouldn't put the rumor token. I would assume that getting free influence would be big win enough. For some reason, Godalming started moving. That is behind the... yeah, and you lose the fog. That is always sad as Dracula, but not much you can do about that. You, in theory, can do a little bit, but not that much. Okay, Godalming is moving away from you, so that actually improves your position with Mina. Oh wow, okay. But why to small city without the rail? What is happening here? That's surprising. Okay. S- yeah. Okay. Just to scan, but I mean, if he moved to Vienna, at least he would be able to supply them during the day, right? But now it's you cannot do nothing. Um, that's a lot of supplies wasted. Yeah. Oh, okay. So suddenly the just what I said about the new vampire isn't true that much any longer because maybe it will be hard for hunters to reach it. Okay. So a little how to say it, a little maybe advice or comment on efficiency as Dracula, which is consider what type of locations you are when you are placing down counter. By what do I mean by that? After a vampire, you've put down the spy in Nantes, but maybe Clermont-Ferrand would be better for that because it is a small city. So if hunters lose a weapon there, they would be more set back in in their, let's say, items they would need to go back and supply. And then again, Clermont-Ferrand has more directions and more uh, connections, so it would be that little bit harder to find out where did you move away from Clermont-Ferrand. So it it was a little bit, in a sense, closer to Mina and Godalming, so it is a little bit easier to clear by multiple hunters. But again, it is a spy. You don't mind it being cleared. If it discards a knife or a rifle, it did its job, right? So hiding him in Nantes, I don't think is that really big of an advantage. You don't get that much from maturing him. So I think if you plan to going to Bordeaux, maybe for Clermont-Ferrand just to put spy would be good. Putting Saboteur in Bordeaux is good. It can delay from further chasing you and your trail. And this is funny, you use the fact that Stewart moved away. But then you have wolves in uh, the small city you just left, and they don't achieve that much, right? I mean, if Hunter goes there, they will reveal a weapon or two, maybe they will take 2 damage, and it is a bit so what? It's not like they will protect the trail, like saboteurs protect the trail because hunters are delayed, so it's harder for them to. Oh wow, okay. It, okay, so hunters don't have newspaper reports and don't work on getting them, which is a good deal for you. So in the in the small city, it's a shame that you don't play with numbers. It will be easier to communicate. But I mean, I understand that at the beginning uh, I didn't see any point in numbers anyway. But I don't remember the names of the cities. I'm really bad at geography. Oh well. So in a small city again, you would be able to put down an encounter that might force hunters to lose an item. Maybe aristocratic vampire, for example, if they stake it. And if they don't stake it, then it is a win again because you have a saboteur, aristocratic, so 2 delaying encounters, and then far away you put like a hoax, which increases that little bit a chance of hoax maturing. And I know that you put down 3 encounters after new vampire that you assume that can be cleared and you don't mind. But if you put too much effort into building trail like that, how often do you mature vampires uh, against like efficient, experienced hunters? You rarely mature anything during the game, so it's not like you can really plan on maturing vampire. I think, uh, especially at this stage of the game, you should assume that if you mature a rumored vampire, awesome, like this is really good for you. But if not, what then? Do you have a shitty trail? I mean, shitty trail. It's not shitty. It is decent, but I think it would be more of a win-win situation for you if you put down a trail that is still uh, worth even after the vampire got cleared. Okay, Cadiz. I think, yeah, aristocratic makes sense just because fighting vampires have the double duty, right? They're harder to clear, but also they protect you. And right now you are completely safe, so putting down that aristocratic when you are safe is one of the best opportunities. You don't want to be in a situation uh, where you expand like fighter vampires early, and then you're left with aristocratic saboteurs and bats, and whenever and when you're navigating through dangerous locations, you don't have encounter that can protect you. Okay, where is Seward moving? To Paris. No, to Marseilles. Nice, nice. Okay. Yeah. Well, that's why you don't search Dracula by moving, right? Because what are the odds? Uh, Basically, if Mina and Godalming stood still and supplied, they would have been more efficient in searching Dracula than they were now. Oh, and she's not getting an item now. Yeah, okay. A bit of an overlook. Newspapers. Oh, if you got it 2 days ago, that would be a big difference. Would have been. Would have been. Yeah, not been. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. English isn't that hard. Come on. Okay. Well, this is the let's say classic example on hunter strategy. In any in a way, we all know that is a little bit a little bit, I would say, a design flaw in the game. That the best way to play the game is to stay in place and just supply. Don't don't do anything fancy. But you know what? Think about it this way: the first, let's say, 5 days, 6 days, a week of the game is like setting up the board game. You are putting out pieces. You are putting out uh, the map, the decks, the cards, the figures, and then you're putting up the random counters cards that everyone is dealt with. You We could play a sped up version of Fury of Dracula when you just deal events and items to each hunter, and every hunter sorts, like picks, drafts the items and events between them. So if you would consider like that, then you would accept that the first few days of the game is like a setup phase of not how to call it, a real game, but a setup. Because in a way it really is. Okay, 6 points. Week 1, big win. It is a big win, and you still have unrevealed trail. Granada is a little bit tricky, but hunters are far away. Let's see what will happen next. So yeah, treat it as just and like similar goals for Dracula, just prepares the weak one, right? And then after you have the correct, like the full setup, you have the true meat. You have that full dish with all the fascinating, interesting stuff. So I would say this little bit design flaw that the first week of the game might be a little bit boring. But if you accept that it is just build up for the exciting stuff, ooh, charted courage, cute, then you can embrace the uh, enjoyment of the full dish. You know what? Consider. I don't know. Okay. So basically, I think hunters, if they keep track of everything, they should know that they should know your trail exactly, which is very dangerous because you can lose the game to CG right now. Because they saw Santander and they saw Vampire maturing in Paris, and when you were in Santander, Seward was in what is it, Saragossa? Yeah, Saragossa. So if you didn't hit in Cadiz or along the way, you are exactly in Granada. So basically, yes, hunters know that you are in Cadiz because you used hide on it because hide is on a trail, or that you are in Granada, and you could lose the game here, especially against a hunter player who would have supplied a lot more. And this is something that you need to consider as Dracula. When you have that big of an advantage of those points, early mature, and hunters like moving and not really being that supplied, maybe it is worth to avert the risk, even those extreme risks, because you can try to snowball your advantage by making more efficient, more safe plays without risking the game loss. But maybe I focus too much to the consecrated ground, But yeah. No, you don't need the fog here. You just 1v1 versus Seward. Well, you shouldn't be afraid, in my opinion. Uh, you can put combat like bodyguards. You can put a vampire, something that protects you and weakens the Seward. So Seward, when enters you, he gets damage, maybe some stuff revealed, and then you can just batter him in a combat. Fog is good when you're surrounded, and it is like super powerful tool. So expanding him to avoid the 1v1 combat is it's a waste, to be honest. Yeah, I mean like bodyguards or a vampire, even wolves. I don't remember. You probably had wolves in hand, right? So even wolves would be good enough. Especially that, actually Steward moving onto you is good for you because you don't want him to go after the trail and clear hoax and clear aristocratic. So it would be really good for you if he went to Alicante, where you are now. So preparing for that would be cool. Oh, and he didn't get tickets. What happened there? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so Cadiz probably. And that that fog, a little bit wasted to be honest, but that's something we need to live and learn, try and learn, or stuff like that. Okay, so I guess hunters will be. Hired scouts shouldn't be very useful here, to be honest, because hunters should be able to uh, yeah, deduce the shape of your trail, especially that hiding in Granada. I mean, you can do this obviously, but again, why make such a huge risk? Okay, so you see that. Okay, let's see. Will Stewart search it with stake? Will search it at all? What will happen here? Oh, searched and delayed. Okay, this is good because it gives you one free day to do whatever. You can go to Madrid, you can go to Saragossa, and you know that you are basically very safe. Like, if you go to Saragossa, what are the odds that Godalming will use charted courage or sense an emergency to jump on you, and then and then Helsing will be able to join you? Not the highest odds, right? So it is really safe spot for you to go to Saragossa. If you're a little bit afraid, you can go to Madrid too. But hunters don't have that many events, and I think going to Saragossa is really good because it opens your movement, uh, so you can pick whichever direction you want to move. Do you want to move to sea? Do you want, I mean, toward the port? Do you want to wolf form? Do you want to maybe backtrack a little bit somewhere? Like to make some tricky movement to Madrid, maybe hide in place. There are a lot of possibilities. I don't wolf form. You 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 don't have many choices to wolf form to. So, and especially maybe you'll be forced to move to the sea soon. So keeping and landing from the sea without the wolf form is extremely dangerous. So yeah, I don't think you need a wolf from here. You were able to just move through Madrid and then go normally. And if you had your fog, then you could even fog down this place to be extra safe. But yeah, yeah, okay. But in now your trail is in a very good spot because Seward is not moving. So if he will go after Lisbon, he will get delayed there again, and it will be very difficult for him to go after Granada. Well, but if he will ignore Lisbon and go after Granada, he will get Hawks mature. So, great. Basically, hunters need to commit 2 hunters here to safely clear the trail. So you have time to keep distance from them. You know? Van Helsing using a ticket. Yep. Okay. Makes sense. still Van Helsing is far away. He may not be able to reach Lisbon next turn. So, but may be forced to move to Madrid or Alicante. Oh, wait, I can point with my mouse. I didn't think about that. But I'm not sure if my mouse is recorded. I think I think it may not. Right? Yeah. Okay, so I cannot point cities with my mouse. Any trick you can do here, since you see that Mina is far away, Godalming rode only one on a horse, so he's far away too. And hunters need to coordinate Seward and Helsing to clear your trail. You can hide in place where you are, wait for Helsing to commit to clearing the trail, and then exit the Spain through Bordeaux, left by Helsing, right? And if not, you're just hiding in place and seeing what happens. And if someone will go here, it will be what? Not Seward, not Godalming, only Helsing. If Helsing will, for some reason, enter your spot with 2 encounters, wow, that would be very dangerous for him. Oh wait, and he's trading. He has no tickets. Oh. Okay, so you can. So something interesting might happen with your trail here, What is it? Great strength, or is it what is this card? Sense of emergency? I don't know. Mina. Okay. Yeah, I understand you're thinking of going to the sea. I, in general, disagree with that movement. You quite often when you start playing Dracula, a lot of people are playing that type of afraid Dracula, scared Dracula that just runs, constantly runs from hunters. But I think you lose an opportunity to set up traps for hunters because, again, Seward has no horse, didn't show any of them right now. And what were the odds that he would just jump randomly on you when he has tried to clear, right? Godalming 2 has no range, Mina too far away. Even if Seward and Helsing attack you 2v1, if you are with 2 encounters, still weak 2, that doesn't necessarily mean a bad result for you, you have host maturing. So right now, you gave hunters the free time to do whatever they need or whatever they want to clear the trail. If you were on the land, maybe they would try searching for you so your trail will be safe, or if they went for the trail as they do, then you are not on the sea and you are able to move. So yeah. Oh, that would be awesome if you were here. Yeah. Okay. I recommend when it is the beginning of the combat, I recommend clicking the I button. It is like pumping like a heart, like luring you. Click me, click me, click me, click me. Yeah. So clicking it is really good because you can see how stacked on combat items Hunter is. Helsing has 3 items, and if you see that he has 6 cards to choose from, it means he has 3 combat items. He doesn't have a stake. If you see that he's only 1 or 0, you know it can tell a lot about him. Oh, and okay, now you clicked it. I would do this before picking the first card. It's still not too bad. At least you know now. Yep. So he has knife, one combat item, and one non-combat item. Mesmerize is good. What can he have? You didn't follow this card pile that much, so you don't know how many stakes are discarded or other non-combat items, so it is hard to estimate what are the odds for him having a stake. If he has a stake, he wants to run away right now, so strength and plotting do nothing against escape. If he doesn't have a stake, he might want to fight you, so then plotting and strength can be really, really good, but he's dodging. Interesting. Okay. That is a really strong guess. That was a good guess then. He's mesmerized. He has. You have plotting, so you have all advantages. It is really difficult spot for hunters. He would need to, I don't know, have a gun with bullets or like garlic. Yeah. Or maybe try some heavenly host to get an easy out of this combat. Let's see what happens. A rifle. Ooh. Are there bullets somewhere? Okay, you can really put a lot of damage on him now, you know, because you know his items. You can claw now if he uses knife, then you fang next turn. Maybe if he has rifle, he has. Yeah, this is a good turn for claw. Yeah, really good. Maybe you can think on playing fangs 2 times in a row, but I think there are really good odds for him playing knife. Yeah. Great. So he deals you 2 damage, but it doesn't matter that much because you can heal that with your fangs. He might have holy bullets, so it might be tricky, but might still be worth. You might not even have an ability to stop the rifle, but then again, 6 damage on Van Helsing, who has a lot of stuff to do. He doesn't have tickets. Yeah. So again, imagine you were on this spot as Dracula with 2 encounters when Reckless Vampire already dealt so much damage. That would be a dead hunter here. Most probably. A strength, I think I would play fangs now and leave strength against the knife. Play fangs. Do you think of escaping? I mean, you are afraid of the bullets, maybe, but you know, then we be always afraid of those bullets. They need to fire sometime, and then if they are not the bullets, then you may try killing him here. You know, so I mean, you cannot escape as bad. I mean, escape as miss is strictly better, but okay, that is a little bit of a shame in my opinion. Oh, if you funked. So there are no bullets. Yeah, I would just funk. Get the 7th important point. More damage. And then last turn you can use strength. Maybe. And maybe Hunter wouldn't play escape, you know. But okay, still. 4 damage is decent. Uh, for damage is decent. It's a shame a little bit that you didn't get the point. And we'll see. Maybe the vampire will get staked now. So then again, the more reason to stay and fang. But the thing is that the, yeah, hoax cleared. Oh well. This is the usual fate of poor hoaxes. So now on and a stake. Yep, yep. Well, yeah. So now where do you land and how? I mean, if you had wolf form, that's the tricky part. If you had wolf form, you would be able to pick and choose whatever you want in most cases. Like you can even wolf form next to Mina and don't care, right? Because hunters are far away, they're still clearing trail, and but now it is more difficult. Yeah, the this is difficult. Landing from sea for Dracula is difficult because I mean I keep thinking about consecrated ground. In many cases, consecrated ground is like if you get caught, you can lose the game. But yeah, hunters didn't supply too much, so there are some chances that they don't have too many heavenly hosts or they don't have consecrated ground. But if you go the north route, whenever you land, sometimes even with wolf form, seed consecrated ground can really wreck your ass. That's why in most cases you see Draculas going through Mediterranean and either further to the east or land from Mediterranean. Now you can still use. Oh, this is good. Oh, okay. Godalming is will get stuck for 2 days here. Yeah, don't ambush him. Yeah, let him search. He just came to search, and he is the one having horses. So you can actually land right now. Like in Nantes. Just clear the lair, you land in Nantes, and you can try running away to the continent because hunters are busy with your trail. You know Helsing items, and he's damaged. Godalming will be stuck in the fog. Seward is clearly immobile. Clearly. Yeah, I think he probably would be using horses. Oh, okay. I mean, again, I think a hunter, the Helsing should have moved to Bordeaux right now to just get the items, right? He has only 2 items. So yeah, this is a really good opportunity for you to land and start building trail while still your trail is there is some of your trail there. So make that machine going. Trail gives you time to build more trail, in a sense, right? I wonder what is in the discard pile. Mina is playing a lot. You can, if you know what hunters don't have, you know more, then you have some information about what hunters do have. So I think it is some combat event being uh, traded from Mina to Helsing and now from Helsing to Godalming. Godalming didn't search, which is interesting. So he's not trapped in the fog. I think I still would land because you have, in worst case scenario, I think you have decent odds to make it to the half if suddenly, huh. I mean, there it is a big danger, but I, each move is dangerous. Yeah, going by sea. Well, if Godalming searched the fog, I think that would be an easy landing. Since he didn't, it might be a little bit more tricky. So I don't know. I just don't like moving free sea spaces by sea because it is a lot. Oh wait, who's dealing with Granada? Right. So again, maybe you needed to land because Godalming has to deal with Granada because if he will not deal with it, who will? Right? Yeah. I think Godalming does nothing in the night, so actually we're able to ambush him to to just check for the prompt if he has forewarned. Uh, because what usually happens is that okay, if you ambush a hunter with a soil, oh right, they can trade like that. It is still decent for you, I believe. So yeah, soil and forewarned. So normally, if you ambush a hunter with a soil, you just instantly, oh, you instantly draw 3 cards. But if a hunter is carrying forewarned, then you see a prompt waiting for a hunter player first, and then they need to decline forewarned, and then you draw the. Oh, I mean, it's going well from you. That's neat. And then after declining forewarned, you get the cards. So that way you can check for forewarns to know how safe your fogs are. But I mean, you lost one fog, but Dex is not that far away from reshuffling, and uh, the soil helps with that one too. So yeah, wolves, rats, understandable. I made maybe discard a mob or a bodyguard here because you don't need them, and you want to get fog as fast. So my general advice is usually to my general advice is to always discard 3 cards with the desecrated soil because there's always some. You can always get better cards in a sense. There are some unique scenarios when you have like 2 pots, 2 fogs, and I don't know, a vampire in a hand, right? Then maybe. I mean, 2 vampires in a hand then. But sometimes getting the cycling going can be good enough. Okay, so you definitely need to land here, and I wouldn't land. I mean, would I land in England? There is you will be in danger of consecrated ground for when you land. Next day you go to uh, middle of the England. What is in there? I play so much England strategy and I don't even remember the cities. It was on M. Yeah. So the next day you're also in a big danger to uh, of the consecrated ground, and after third movement you are not losing to consecrated ground. So, oh, I wouldn't go by sea. I mean, you don't need that. You want to build the trail as trail is your strength and your power. So you now lose health and don't build trail, which is a big loss. Oh, oh, you learned by mistake. Yeah, okay, those stupid prompts. I feel you. Still, you should have landed, in my opinion. You just moved closer to hunters, right? So I think I would have landed in Amsterdam on Hamburg here. I just moved through the continent, seeing that uh, because now hunters have entire week not needing to bother about any mature, so they have entire week to find you and kill you. If you land that one day sooner, you shorten their time and you have more health. You have because you have no hunters to avoid because they're not even nearby, right? Uh, so yeah, and yeah, and now they are going at you. I mean, you are at sea, but when you don't need the sea, and they're just closing on you, right? And you don't have that trail or like the vampire maturing or a threat. You would be able to like put three vampires in a row, and that would be a big clock ticking for hunters. And maybe you'll be able to feed somewhere along the way. So, okay, it's a shame that that soil didn't mature, but you would have 13 health if you like traded the sea movement for a feed. It's 4 health difference. It's quite a lot. But you also build some vampires first. Okay, Mina, interestingly enough, is not is moving, and I don't know where exactly she is moving. Again, she missed a little bit of supplies, and Helsing missed the big city supplies too, so he doesn't have all of the items. So, yeah, I mean, that's my general advice if you want to learn to be uh, like increase skill in playing as Dracula is to be less afraid. And there's some point where you lose a number of games because you are not afraid enough. But this is like a balance you need to test a bit for yourself, but also against hunters. You know, what is the appropriate level of aggression, or you know, of aggression or in the type of the movement, like what is the true level of danger you are in. Because if you are always playing afraid as Dracula, then sometimes you give unnecessary advantage for hunters. Because if they're not scary, then you're giving them tools. I mean, you're playing afraid, so uh, they get, in a sense, unnecessary power that they don't deserve. Yeah, like, I mean, it is. You can throw away bodyguards, mobs, saboteurs. These are not the most important encounters. I would say the most important are vampires, bats, fogs, and spies, probably overall, and hoaxes. All depends on the situation, and then all those on those like bodyguards, wolves, and mobs are important when you expect that hunters are closing on you, or if you want to kill hunters and close on them. But right now you build a distant, so you want all the delaying stuff and maturing stuff. Okay. Yeah, so you spent all that time on the sea, and one event, just put all your effort. And all your effort of 4 day sea movement was like wasted, right? So that's why also I don't like moving these like distances through the sea. Also, if hunters have consecrated ground again, it it would be very bad for you. Would be very bad for you. You have only 9 health, right? So if they block London and the Swansea, where you are in, you get 5 damage. You go down to 4, then you need to go to English Channel and you go to only 2 health. So you either land by wolf form into the middle of hunters immediately, or you move by sea once and cannot land with a wolf form. So actually, Helsing is not dangerous for you at all. He has about 5 health, if I remember correctly. Right, and he has knife and rifle, so you know what he has. So you can move with like a mob or a vampire, actually. Why not? To London, and if he lands on you, ooh, you can kill him. And I have a feeling, or You go to London now, he enters English Channel, and then you hide, let's say with a mob. Yeah, so you put new vampire now, then a mob. You can, or you can do the mob. Yeah, I would put the new vampire, to just put that vampire and the pressure of maturing vampires and points. But mob is decent enough, obviously. So if you hide in place, you can get him. If he just used double movement to land. Yeah, I mean you can easily throw away Saboteur. Oh, bats. Bats are cool. Yeah, if you hide with bats, that is nasty. Because he lands, you hit him with the mob and bats, you fight with him and you push into night fight with another vampire. That is strong. Okay, and other hunters are far away. Like the most dangerous is probably Stewart, but he doesn't have movement and he's far away. Godalming, he has horse, but again, he needs few days, or does he? Okay, yeah, he needs few days to even land in England. Oh, wait, that was a day ticket. Oh, interesting. Oh, local rumors. Oh, Mina. Oh, Mina. She is still poorly equipped. She still has he's carrying garlic, so she should be in a big city. Not that it matters that much, because she's so far away. Okay, are we doing this, Mr. 5 hit? Are we hitting Godalming 5 times? Oh, he has 6 health. Okay, so let's hit him 6 times. How about that? Yeah, you can hide now. You can. It is good. Trust me. You will like it. Can I influence past 5 hit to make this decision? Ah, this is such a good opportunity for you. Yeah. Oh well. And also, you may even heal from that combat if Helsing would. Yeah, spy in small city. Well, at least you're safe from consecrated ground. So you can you should time your movement with Godalming so that you can feed and maybe put one more vampire, right? Godalming goes here to La Havre. You go one more step, put down vampire. Godalming goes to C and you feed, and then you're in. Oh, Okay. No, that is. Does it how much does it matter? It might be actually a good move. Yeah, I mean, if he has a port to choose from. There was some excellent weather kicking, if I remember correctly, right? Kicking around. Yeah, so again, if you were hiding, you kill Helsing, and then what? Godalming moves, goes alone, and the story repeats. One hunter against Dracula. Not a great deal for hunters. So, and other hunters are too far away. So that's the benefit. I mean, that's the downside of playing like scared Dracula instead of scary Dracula, is that uh, hunters now can collect themselves and threaten you 2v1. And 2v1, you are at night health, surrounded by sea. It is dangerous. It is dangerous. But taking hunters one by one, especially Helsing was weakened by damage, and you know his items. That was the perfect opportunity for the kill and influence, and losing items, hunter, and events, and actions, and position. So yeah, I probably am too focused on that one thing, right? But there is something in me that makes me need to kill hunters. Also, if you have fought a little bit more with Reckless Vampire against Helsing, he would be even more damaged right now. So this is how those decisions stack up over the game. 7 health is quite a lot. It is not easy to kill Hunter like that. But if he was on 5 health or 3 health, that's completely different story. Yeah, I think moving now to Liverpool and feeding there, or even hiding and then feeding. But I think you should play the fighter vampire because you may be fighting here. Or you may be leaving from here and leaving vampire to mature. Mob is decent, but I like the vampire play more. Because right now you have only one vampire in, what is it? Plymouth? How is it pronounced? Uh, we need some expert Scots sword for that one. Plymouth. 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 I don't know. Whatever. Okay, and you want to trap? Yeah, yeah. Maybe force hunters to like ignore the real vampire and focus on the rumor token. Maybe. What will happen now? Interestingly enough, hunters can try fighting 2v1 versus you. Oh, speedy telegraph. Interesting. Because if Godalming will, if they will use renewed vigor, Godalming can use excellent weather to swim to Edinburgh and then use a ticket to jump on you. And Helsing obviously can use a ticket to jump on you too. So it is a dangerous position, especially with your health. Oh, a spy. I've gotten Helsing is damaged. Let's see what happens here. If Helsing will discard a weapon here, that is a huge win. No, he didn't. Plant ambush. Oh, plant ambush is cute with his equipment. But if you ambushed him, if you would have planned an ambush in London? Huh? That wouldn't be that big of a deal. Or it would force him to use planned ambush just to escape, and then you would say, great. Uh, Vampire killing, Dracula killing event is used just to survive, and is a way you can expand hunter resources. So what hunters will do? Lots of thinking. I wonder why. I mean, I think Godalming has to move here to the sea, right? If he doesn't, your Plymouth vampire is maturing. I think he's maturing for sure anyway. Unless there'll be some crazy play. I mean, crazy play. Like excellent weather. Yeah, and then going directly for the Plymouth vampire. Yeah, okay, see. So it can still be dangerous with... I wasn't paying attention to date prompt. That is... I feel bad about this sometimes. With a renewed vigor, it can be dangerous. Because Godalming can land and then horse onto you. But with the poor horse economy, maybe he will roll just one. So, or do hunters even have renewed vigor? Yeah. I mean, in this position, do you feed? Do you hide? Or do you escape to the sea? I'm not a big fan of escaping to the sea again. Like, you are at 9 health and all the damage is done by yourself. So that's why I like, being like protecting, or I prefer protecting. I mean, spending my health in combat with hunters than in sea movement. If you may think in that way, right? Especially uh, when you're at 15 health, it is not easy to kill a 15 health Dracula. I mean, obviously, even 2v1 it can be done. Yeah. But hunters have a way to amplify that, but also Dracula has a way to prepare for that. Okay. There is some thinking on the side of hunters. Lots of thinking. Okay, and Godalming landed. I wonder why. I mean, you... Oh, why here? That's interesting. Yeah, no reason to not ambush, right? Okay, no forewarned on Seward. And a rifle on Seward. That is some cute information from a lair. And no ticket for this specific night. I wonder why did Godalming land here? Since you are not in England, why to land in England? I mean, Helsing does need a help to clear the trail, but maybe then go to English Channel instead? I think I wouldn't have ambushed yet. I mean, it is only 2 damage. So he heals at night, so it is only 1 damage. Not really valuable. And you don't even check for forewarned because you know the event, right? So it would be better to, you know, maybe he would have he wouldn't have searched this night because he would be afraid it is a vampire. So he would search it during the day, or maybe he would have supplied and then searched during the night or during the day. So maybe he wouldn't. Maybe he would leave it and you would not achieve anything. But I think 1 health is not much anyway. 1 health because I'm assuming that he can heal tonight and, you know. Oh, he's thinking on the tickets maybe. I mean, Helsing still has tickets to buy, so maybe that damage is a little bit more sticky. Makes me thinking. I know I wouldn't have ambushed, but it doesn't mean that it was a... I mean, considering the ticket situation, I don't know, maybe. So, was Godalming buying tickets now to go, to have a ticket to go to Plymouth? That's interesting. Does Godalming have stakes? That's also interesting. I would recommend obviously checking the discard pile a little bit more to see what is discarded. Sometimes you can see, for example, 2 or 3 stakes discarded, and you're like, okay, my vampires don't need to ambush. Or you see like holy bullets discarded, or 2 crucifixes. There are only 2 crucifixes, so 2 are discarded, and you have like 1 combat item less to bother your mind. Ooh, doubling. I mean, hunters didn't show CG yet, and they are not supplying almost at all. So, I mean, almost at all, that is not true, but they don't supply that much. Do you want to double down on CG? Consecrated ground. So right now, if hunters have consecrated ground, right now they can win the game because they block both spaces in the Ireland. You have no legal move, so you take 5 damage, and your trail is cleared. You are forced to move, but there are 2 tokens in the Ireland, so you are forced to move to sea, and you are dealt the last 2 damage and you die. So this is something you sadly need to play around as Dracula. Your movement, especially the later in the game, is very limited because many spaces you enter, you simply die. Especially when hunters know where you are. And right now, hunters know exactly where you are. Also, if hunters had... maybe that is just... Yeah, that was a ticket. Okay, I wonder. So if you ambush here and get 1 Fangs, and even if the vampire dies, it is a very valuable point. But if you don't ambush, maybe Godalming doesn't have a stake. Oh, it is Lucy's revenge. Ooh. So we're fighting. Yeah, you know what? Godalming, when searching Grenada, the desecrated soil, didn't show the stake. which may tell us that he doesn't have a stake. So that's why maybe ambushing wasn't the way. Strength into punch, decent. Now you can plot. I mean, it would be good if you checked the items count. Now, great. Oh, he has only one. Okay, so he has a stake. He does have a stake. So I think you have to fang now, because he will be escaping here. Unless he has holy bullets with a rifle, then he will be using the bullet this now. So I think you should be. I wonder why did he play the Lucy's Revenge. It seems like unnecessary here. Unless he has the rifle with the bullets, but then again, I think is he? He either wants to fight and kill you, or to escape. Yeah. Oh, a rifle. So a rifle with a bullet. So at least good that you got the. Whoa! What a shot. So at least you got the point. Yeah. That's a shame. That's a shame. But then again, I wonder if you didn't ambush with the mob, if you didn't ambush Helsinki with the mob, what would have Godalming do? Would he ignore the trail in favor of the rumor token? Okay, Hunter supplying. Decent. BBs? Bullets? Is that some kind of reference? I don't know. I don't understand. In any case, let's see. That's a shame, but it's also a shame. It. That's why sometimes stacking vampires is a good strategy, because killing one vampire is not that big of a deal, but killing two fighter vampires in a row it is more difficult. If you had new vampire in London right now, most probably he would have matured. Because Godalming basically has only rifle, and Helsing, you know. We don't know what Helsing has, but he would need to have some decent random supply to get that. So what do we do from now? Do we survive that Ireland landing? So Lucy Revenge, yeah, I mean Lucy Revenge was a decent play in that case, because it is that much harder. It gives that much more time for the Godalming to shoot with the bullets. You know, Uh, I wouldn't have fed yet. I mean, I would change the ordering. I would have moved first to the next port city and then fed, because this accelerates your trail in a sense that it will mature 1 day faster, and also makes you safer from consecrated ground. So I would have moved one and then fed, and maybe even hidden. But then you see what is the position of hunters, how are they rolling. And right now they know where you are. So imagine suddenly Stewart uses excellent weather to go North Atlantic, and you are like, oh whoops, I will go one sea space and they can land on me. So yeah. Ooh, they live in England now? Or will Helsing deal with that? Or are they just leaving London? You didn't ambush with London, so I think they should be thinking that it is something that you can't ambush with, because you were always ambushing, even with Spy and the mob. Oh, that that was a weird move. What was that about? Like misclick? Manchester, it is Manchester. Yeah, okay. Sunday. Ah, wait. It is Sunday of week 2. Oh, I didn't notice. Yeah, okay, so feeding here makes much more sense. That okay, I missed that. I wasn't paying that much attention to the time. Yeah, okay, so moving that one step will give you 3 points. Yeah, okay, in that case it was worth a risk. So my bad. Now you move, you get free influence, and you are that much harder to. I mean, what can I don't think hunters can do. Yeah, so you won at the. I mean, vampire lair. Yes, vampire lair. I'm surprised they left London to mature, because if that was like aristocratic vampire or even a hoax, I mean, it, I don't think it matters that much what you put here. I would have put reckless, because it may give you the points for the win if some weird scenario happens. And bodyguard like gives you not that much, to be honest. This is funny. I mean, you can mature the mob to deal damage the Helsing, but I think the damage is inconsequential. I think layering is strictly better, because you increase your odds to get your one of your two fogs back, and this is like fighting for very small margin things, because like what are the odds that they would basically probably need to have consecrated ground to shoo you away. Ah, wait, Sunday. Oh, oh, so I wasn't that mistaken. I would have moved first and fed second. Oof, I'm glad that I didn't do an overlook. Oh, my reputation, which isn't even like that important or even that big. Flip, but it is still precious to withhold or something like that. Oh, okay, so Godalming going alone. Again, you know all the items of Godalming, which is single rifle. Even with lucky find, like, okay, he has rifle and pick any item. You have 10 health. What I would have, so what I would do if I were you, hide. And if you had reckless, I think that would be better help than the bodyguards. Especially if you like manage to put double reckless, that would be funny. Godalming has rifle and 8 health. Not ideal. Like no, nothing scary at all. Especially that you can have double encounters. Like reckless can deal 2 to 4 damage. Any other encounter can deal 2 damage, maybe even another vampire, so it will be low health one item. Yeah, you can put. Oh, wait, did you put the reckless? Ah, maybe you put them to London to there, right? What just happened? Yeah, put. So I would have hide. Uh, would have put reckless before, and I would have hide with another vampire. Let the Godalming land. Don't matter. And now you. This is funny because now you give hunters opportunity to win. Because now you will. I mean, the worst thing that could have happened was a 1v1 fight when you are on 2 encounters, and now you are going to C, so you will have less damage, and you will have hunters will have an opportunity for a better fight against you. So uh, yeah, so uh, lol. Uh, so now by moving into C, you give hunters an opportunity to come back into the game. Yeah, you sometimes need. I mean, sometimes. Uh, I understand that people are afraid of fighting as Dracula because this is the main way you lose the game, but or because this is risky. But here's the thing: not fighting sometimes is risky too, because now wherever you move, you're at risk that hunters will supply for consecrated ground, for a vampire lair, heroic leap for warn. They find you and kill you without the fight. For renewed vigor, so they will jump you and fight few v1. Helsing should have stayed in England because you can go back there, right? So yeah, especially that you know that Godalming is weak and that you know his items, so he was no threat to you at all. Yeah, this is tricky because you don't have good Cs to move onto. Each C places you next to some hunter, and you need to move to Mediterranean to go to Cagliari, which is like the safest. But yeah, still not very safe 2 either, right? At least Ireland has a vampire, right, on the first hideout, if I remember correctly. So at least you got that as an additional, let's say, clock. So you can move one more sea space, and then you land and mature vampire, and that should be a win. Unless hunters get vampire lair. And then, with vampire lair, if there are actually have a lot of events right now, because a lot of like Mina and Seward were able to just stay and supply because they were not needed, and Helsing and Godalming was enough to deal with you. So they got a lot through a lot of even deck. So it is very probable for them to get those renewed vigors, consecrated grounds, heroic leaps, surprising returns, and all of that hypnosis, speedy telegraph. Like all the events that they just trigger in one day can be enough for them to kill you. Which is scary. Which is scary indeed. Okay, lots of thinking. I will. So what do you do as hunters here, right? You probably supply. Helsing needed to stay in England just in case, because you are so low at health that one hunter can actually one hunter can actually kill you, especially like with heroic leap. Not yet, because you are at 7 health, right? I think something. So yeah. Okay, hunters are supplying. It is understandable. I wonder if, that would be a cool trap. That hunters have consecrated ground, and they left England in hopes that you will land there. That would be cool. I think someone like you're, but yeah, a vampire in Ireland, right? They need vampire there. And if one hunter goes to Cagliari, I think they need to preemptively block you in Cagliari. Oh, night supplies. Wait, did I miss a mystic research? Or is it desperation? Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing that hunters also here were like inefficient with the moves. Uh, there were quite a number of unnecessary moves, so hunters were able to go deeper by 5, maybe even more events into the deck. Helsing supplied a few times in a small city. If he was in Bordeaux, he would have that one item more. If that was a stake, a bullet, or something, he would be able to deal with the vampire in Ireland, right? So these are the stack of small decisions that pile up into advantage or disadvantage of one or the other side. So that's the thing here. But also the missed opportunities of uh, assassinations for you too. That could have been cool. And you paid a lot of, so yeah, imagine it this way. Obviously you risk a lot when you fight with hunters, but avoiding hunters costed you 3 plus 5, it is 8, so 11 health, because you fed. And what do? Land now or keep avoiding? So 11 health. And in fight, sometimes you lose health, but sometimes you even heal because of fangs. So that's the risk management that as a Dracula you need to do, which is how much health will cost me avoiding hunters or fighting them. Here, obviously, you have vampire in Ireland, right? So I think you should commit further to your strategy. Yeah. Double influence gain. Because even if hunters have, um, even if hunters have the, how is it called? Vampire lair, you can just hide in Cagliari. Move and hide, and it is enough. You don't even need the vampire. So you don't need to land. Ooh. I don't know about that, because again, if hunters have consecrated ground, they can kill you here. So you are just, oh, why ho no, build something at least to fight if they jump you. Okay, like the last yeah, that the last movement, very questionable. Very questionable. So if they use like, oh, renewed vigor, yeah. If they use speedy telegraph, oh, log knight, and Mina uses like let's say hypnosis, or they had surprising return and all of that, they are able, or were able to kill you here. And they dug so much through the hunter deck, I mean through the event deck, that they can literally have almost anything and almost everything. With renewed vigor, yeah. What will happen here? Sense of emergency. What will it be? Will he jump on you? Whoops. Whoops. And you are on hoax. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, and you are okay. Oh, that is unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Okay, what will Stewart do? Does Stewart have a movement event? I mean, still, well, now Godalming has items, and you have less health, so taking the Ireland fight would have been better. Okay. Now hunters have multiple ways to win. Oh, and it will be 2v1. Oh my. Oh my. I mean, so it seems like you probably lose the game here. And he should be, yes. Yes, putting down a hoax was landing here and putting down the hoax was, well, we learn from mistakes, right? You had a game that you were able to win. Well, still, you have seven. Maybe hunters will use Heavenly Host turn one of the combat, and you will fang them one of them. It is really good for you that they don't have Lucy Revenge, for example. It is a shame you're not like on a reckless vampire, so you might have won by, hunters entering your space. But okay, okay, okay. And then tray. Okay, this is very right. Plant ambush. Oh no, the plant ambush that hunters didn't need to use earlier now will play its dividends. Holy bullets, heavenly host, lots of nasty stuff. Yeah, but very. I like the decision by hunters that they know that Helsing cannot impact the fight, so they just supply and trade. This is correct. Okay. Will Geo win this? Is it enough? Oh, lots of Dracula events. Uh, Wait, how did... right. I wondered. How did hunters not went through the entire item deck but are so deep into event deck? Lucky find. Yep. This is good. This is good. I mean, it is time to teach the horses, right? Because they won't matter. Oh, yeah, and whole plant ambush. Yes. And another thing, Godalming healed during the day, but he healed from 7 to 8 health, so it didn't matter. He probably should have just supplied. Okay, now show us the I button, because it is very scary. I mean, he has only 2 combat items. So some bullets there? There can be some bullets, because this is time to ditch the horses and he has rifle, so he might have bullets. Unfortunately, Seward is stacked up to the teeth, so he might be even to 1v1 you anyway. Okay, oh wow. I think the only thing you can do is strength God, I mean, can pray he tries some bullets on you. But then again, he has another. Oh my, oh my. Or maybe, yeah, there are 2 lines of play, I think. You either strength Godaming and hope that he's trying to shoot you with bullets, so you break his rifle, or conversely, you claw him because maybe he expects you to use like mesmerize on strength, so he'll just punch, for example. But I mean, you need ton of lucky guesses to survive the 4 rounds of combat and be able to escape in the fifth. So yeah, strength, I mean, understandable what we will do. Heavenly Host, okay, yeah, well. Stewart probably has the second one, and even if not, Stewart will do 2 to 3 damage to you, and this will be a game. Okay. Heavenly Host, yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, well, the ending. I won't lie. I mean, I won't be lying to you. I don't. On the one hand, I don't want to be rude and like complaining, but I won't be lying to you. At the at the end, you kind of stumbled over your own feet. You needed just one C move and then land with the vampire, and you had it in the bag, or you were able to stay in the island, hide, and take 1v1 against Godalming when he had less items and events and you had more health instead of the 2v1, right? And win it earlier. So, um, I hope. Uh, I feel like I'm criticizing a lot, but I hope that my intentions are understood and my reasoning is uh, at least understandable, even if you disagree with me or like anyone disagree with me. We can obviously talk because it is interesting, but I hope that at least you see reasoning behind my arguments that you can stay and take 1v1 advantages fights for you, because if you run away, sometimes it costs you too much and hunters pick better fight. So yeah, in many ways it is this game is quite strategic where both sides try to take advantages fights and avoid disadvantages fights, right? So uh, yeah, I hoped I was able to help, and I hoped my comments and pointing out those crucial points will give some perspective. At least, maybe not that you just need to listen to me blindly, but at least as a widened perspective. Oh yeah, you can have approach like that, and then do with that what you want, right? You can either try this out, or you think why you disagree and then focus on your own points, but at least we have different views that we can compare and see why, what didn't work and why. And in this specific game, I saw a number of opportunities for you that you avoided, right? Which decreased your odds. Also, like Geo, it is interesting to watch because Geo clearly had issues with managing the efficient hunter play, because all the movement, all the position, it is very requiring. But uh, truth to be told, like he managed in the end to do enough, right? Which is also cool, like to do to supply with the hunters that were not able to do anything. I mean, some hunters probably would just pull Mina and Seward on the one side and see, oh, by the time they came on the spot, they are not useful anymore because Dracula is running away from Ireland by that point, so then run away in a different spot. But he stayed supplied true to the hunter greedy nature and gather all those powerful events that gave him the win in the end. And that's why this is what my approach to the Dracula. That's why uh, you uh, you try you try to force hunters to not be able to do that, to not be able to gather those events that just give them the win or combo them together. So yeah, like Okay, I feel like I'm repeating myself. I think I made enough points through the game and now at the end. So uh, if anyone has any questions or remarks or their own opinions, you're welcome to ask so. And I hope you like it, and I hope you will have a good night.